All right, welcome to today's Explainer. We are going to completely break down the exact data and strategy from the newly released 2026 eSync research report. So if you're looking to scale your Amazon FBM, that's fulfilled by merchant dropshipping business, way past that magic 30% margin mark, and you want to do it without relying on some massive bloated ad budget, well, you're definitely in the right place. We're going to look really closely at what the most successful sellers are actually doing differently this year.
Okay, let's just dive right in and address the elephant in the room. It's the question literally every e-commerce entrepreneur is asking right now. Is Amazon dropshipping dying? The short answer? Absolutely not, no way. But it is maturing, and the rules of the game, they have entirely changed.
So we have a really structured playbook for you today. We'll start with the macro shift towards organic sales, then jump right into the top product categories and wrap it all up with a strict, data-driven validation framework you can use right away.
Let's kick things off with Section 1. We're looking at how the dropshipping landscape has fundamentally shifted this year, moving completely away from sheer volume and entirely towards absolute precision.
You know, the days of the volume treadmill are officially dead. Sellers who built their entire businesses on cheap, generic goods, they are getting totally squeezed out by rising ad costs and tightening policies. But if you look at the 2026 model, this actually creates an extraordinary opening for the niche-first seller. By laser focusing on specific community needs, these sellers are hitting zero ad spend. None. They're dominating organic search and seeing just massive improvements in both conversion and return rates. It's honestly a game changer.
Just to be completely clear on our targets today, when we say high margin, we mean a baseline of a 30% net margin. And yes, that is after all referral fees, FBM shipping offsets, and supplier markups, the whole shebang. So the really crucial takeaway here is that when your average order value sits between, say, $150 and $400, you only need 20 to 40 monthly orders per SKU to run a highly profitable operation. You completely escape that commodity dropshipping grind.
All right, let's move right into Section 2 and reveal the exact goldmine niches the easy data shows are just dominating right now.
The data points us to 5 standout categories that are scoring the highest across margin potential, low competition, and long-term growth. We're talking about everything from sustainable home tech all the way to senior care, with margins hitting anywhere from 28 to a crazy 45%. These top 5 represent a massive combined total addressable market of over $4.2 billion on Amazon US alone. And honestly, the best part? The vast majority of this is highly accessible to FBM sellers without you needing to worry about private label or brand registry.
For Section 3, let's unpack the broader 20 niches that eSync analyzed. And we'll do that by looking at the specific thematic clusters that are driving this incredible buyer behavior.
Just let this number sink in for a second. 45%. This represents the absolute highest margin on the entire Easier list, and you'll find it right inside the health, wellness, and aging cluster, specifically within biohacking accessories.
This brilliantly illustrates exactly why this particular niche works so perfectly. We're talking about products like red light therapy panels, HRV monitors, and cold plunge thermometers. You know, these products go highly viral on TikTok and YouTube, right? Because, let's face it, if you didn't post your 6 a.m. cold plunge, did it even really happen? This drives organic Amazon search volume with just extraordinary efficiency. The buyers here are typically 25 to 45 years old, they're high income, and they are heavily health optimized. They willingly accept premium pricing because to them, price is proof of quality. Plus, you've got an incredibly strong supply chain options across both the US and the EU.
Let's pivot over to another incredibly lucrative cluster, the professional hobbyist. The eSync report actually calls them the most underserved buyers on Amazon. Think about it, they have disposable income, deep product knowledge, and they actively share recommendations with each other. Because they buy almost entirely on technical specifications rather than the headline price, they are virtually immune to price-driven competition. They completely ignore the cheap knockoffs.
Look at the data here. Niches like backyard astronomy and ultralight thru hiking, they both carry exceptional 42% margins. Overlanding gear is sitting at a very healthy 40%. These gear-obsessed communities rely on technical specs and deep-dive YouTube reviews. Because of their absolute dedication to premium gear, average order values can soar all the way up to $1,200, especially when you get into vehicle-based off-road camping or overlanding. It's just wild.
Over in the sustainable and eco-conscious cluster, we're seeing another huge structural advantage. Sustainability? It's no longer just premium positioning, it's a baseline expectation for buyers under 45. So, solar-powered security systems are hitting 35% margins, and zero-waste kitchen systems are hitting 38%. Products like recycled material decor easily command 2 to 3 times the price of their generic equivalents. Why? Because the margin driver there is the story value.
And hey, do not overlook the specialized survival cluster. Products like 72-hour emergency kits or off-grid lithium power stations are fantastic. Basically, they act as insurance policies. The purchase is framed entirely around risk reduction, not just some seasonal consumption habit. Because of this mindset, you see incredibly low return rates and totally evergreen, stable demand, regardless of what's happening with broader macroeconomic pressures.
Okay, so it's great to know what to sell, but as we enter our final section today, let's explore exactly how you validate these categories for your own business using Easing's strict methodology.
This step-by-step framework is literally your ultimate defense against expensive experiments. To validate a product successfully, first, you must use a tool like the Easing Finder to guarantee over a 55% sell-through rate in a 30-day window. Second, you have to audit the price history. It needs to hold strict stability, staying within 15%, even through major events like Prime Day. And finally, you absolutely must measure saturation to ensure there are fewer than 50 identical competing listings rotating in the primary add-to-cart buy box. If all 3 of these conditions hold up, well, you found yourself a winner.
Now there is a massive misconception we need to clarify right now. Saturation occurs at the keyword level, not the category level. For example, the keyword camping gear is wildly saturated. You don't want to touch it. But the long-tail keyword ultralight titanium camping cookware, that is not saturated. This is exactly why utilizing Easync's Hot Items tool is so vital. It surfaces these specific, low-competition, long-tail opportunities where the demand heavily outweighs the supply.
If you're a beginner just setting up your store, let's look at the math for your most efficient path forward. Think about it. One high-ticket sale at $400, netting $140 in profit, requires significantly less customer service than 8 separate mid-ticket sales at $50 to get that exact same profit, right? So the recommended strategy is to balance 2 or 3 high-ticket, low-transaction niches, like that thru-hiking gear we talked about, with one fast-moving, mid-ticket niche, like maybe modular desk organizers. That combo keeps your weekly cash flow incredibly healthy.
I really want to leave you with this powerful quote from the report. Amazon dropshipping in 2026 rewards precision over volume. The sellers who are scaling past $50,000 a month in pure profit, they aren't running hundreds of random generic SKUs anymore. They are utilizing real-time pricing automation and deep data-driven validation to completely dominate just 5 or 6 protected, very specific niches.
So armed with this Easing validation blueprint, the ball is entirely in your court. It's time for you to look at your own supplier network, review these metrics, and ask yourself, which of these structurally protected communities are you going to serve next? Or are you going to stay stuck on the volume treadmill? Get out there, run the validation steps, and go build a margin-positive store. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.